These are the 9 reasons you're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in total compensation and how to fix them. If anything is unclear, drop a question in the comments. I'll be happy to clean it up. 1 is you're not a programmer in the US. 2 is you're non-senior, non-FANG. How do we become FANG? Part of this is social networking, and a big part of this is prepping for elite code. How do we become senior? Some of this is how you present yourself, and part of this is a waiting game, so that even if you present yourself very well, it's going to be difficult to convince employers that you're senior with only 2 years of experience under your belt. The good news is that every month that goes by, this part of the game gets easier to play. By the way, if the problems and solutions make sense, but you would like an experienced accountability partner to hold your hand each step of the way, DM me and we can talk about one-on-one coaching. The third reason that you're not a multi-six-figure high income earner is because you don't interview well. And the fourth reason is that you don't advocate well for yourself internally. If you have both of these problems, then you will stagnate at your company. You may accumulate years of experience. You may accumulate annual raises, but you may not be getting promo. You may not advocate for your market rate, and you can have suboptimal earnings this way. For programmers, not interviewing well is going to be the coding round, system design, or behavioral. So we're now up to 6 reasons if you're keeping count. If you do interview well, the 7th reason is that you're not getting enough interviews. So 2 common root causes, although there can be others. One is some candidates come to the market with an order of magnitude expectation incorrect about how many applications they should submit. They think, I'm a great programmer, I interview well, I should be able to get a new role with a high-paying offer with 5 to 25 applications per week, when you should be doing 40 to 100 applications per week. And then they panic and they say, well, how can I do that? That takes so much time. And so the second issue with volume is not knowing the current tools that exist and how to use them so that you can leverage your time and still maintain an application to interview ratio that's satisfactory. Reason number 8, you may have a social networking problem. So a large volume of applications by itself is not enough. You want to augment that with social networking techniques to improve the application to interview ratio and to garner champions behind the scenes so that your ultimate rate of offer is higher at high compensation offer. Reason number 9 is that you're not negotiating with leverage. And this one is painful for some to hear because you can actually be a high performance engineer and still command low salary if you keep accepting low balls and you're only receiving low balls because you don't have leverage. And one of the main ways to get leverage is to have a role and continue applying for a second role. So one of the anti-patterns here that I often see where even high performance engineers will get low pay is they're great at social networking, they're great at interview and so on, but they only do this after a layoff. And then they're desperate. So they grab the first offer that comes, it's a low ball. And then they don't want to continue interviewing because working and interviewing concurrently is like too much effort. So sometimes awareness can solve that problem, and sometimes working with a partner can help offload some of that work. So once again, feel free to DM if you'd like help. Hope this helped. Follow for more.